Now we have developed our cloud action. Let me show you the tools that you can use to help you when you develop, test, or want to debug your cloud actions. So let's have a look at the cloud action edition menu, and you will find out that there are three small panels that you can open optionally. One is the console, where you can see the history of the updates to the cloud action and a list of any JavaScript related errors, so you have track of that. You also have access to an online documentation of all the functions and some code examples about using cloud actions. And last key menu is the simulator. The simulator allows you to define an input event to the cloud action and to simulate the execution of the JavaScript code while providing you some logs of what is happening along the execution. So let's open the simulator panel. You first of all need to define an input event by clicking on this button. You can either manually edit the incoming event, or you can pick it up from the potential input streams to your cloud action. So let's select the device which has been reporting some data and select that latest event as an input. So we set it, and we now see that the incoming event is defined. And once this is done, you can click on Run to simulate the execution of the cloud action. So what do we see? First step is the HTTP GET to the weather forecast API. And if you expand this, you see the details of the request and the details of the response, so the content and the full headers for that API call. Then we have a display of all the console logs that were made, so you have direct access to that. And then the following step is the HTTP post, which is done. And as before, you see the details of the requests and can have the details of the response of this HTTP post. Now what happens in this case is that the API response about weather prediction was clear sky, and the latest weather update sent to the device was the same. So we have a console log indicating that weather predictions do not need to be updated on the device, and therefore the cloud action has not returned anything. So we don't see any log of the cloud action returning an output. Let's see how we can use the simulator to test the other case. So what we're going to do is simply manually tweak the location here and run the cloud action again, just hoping that with that new location, the weather forecast will be different and the outcome of the cloud action would be different. Let's click on Run. And here we see that the weather forecast response is different, and we then see that the logs are different and that the cloud action has returned something. So sending a new command to the device and also updating the data on the weather cloud stream. So this shows you how you can manually edit the incoming event to test the different cases of your cloud action code. Something else that we can do is I have programmed the cloud system we're posting the data to provide an error response. And let's see how this shows up. We're running, and we can see that the icon here is red. And if we have a look at the response, we see service unavailable 503. So this will provide you all the details that you require when you're doing some integrations at API level to have a look at what are the potential errors returned by the third-party API. Now, another important thing to note is that when you are doing these cloud action simulations, everything related to HTTP calls, HTTP GET, HTTP POST are done for real, because we need to query the third-party cloud and we're actually posting data to the third-party cloud. But the return to streams in Octave, whether it's cloud side or trying to push data down to the device, this is just logged as the outcome of the simulation, but nothing is actually written in the streams. So if I look at the command stream for my device, nothing was actually sent related to this latest simulation that we did. Something that you can do if you want to actually try the execution, the full real execution of your cloud actions, but without your device reporting the actual data, is that you can manually create an event in the device stream. So here, if you recall, our device is reporting its coordinates in the default stream. And what we can do, we can edit an incoming event and actually recreate a new event based on an incoming one. And you just change the location and click on create, and this will actually generate an event in the stream which will trigger the cloud action. And we can see that this has ended up by having a new command sent to the device in the command stream. So this is outside of the simulator, but it's a way to manually trigger a cloud action with an event of your choice.